Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, Kyle Johnson, my co-host, James Laney.
Hey.
Hello.
I don't know how to do it. I'm usually
I was going to say, yeah, we're switching it up a little bit.
Hello. Hi.
Pleasure to be here. No Ryan today. Personal reasons. He is out. So, just you two.
Just the original boys.
Just the OGs, actually.
But let's get right into it. Absolutely just something I want to talk about. Patrick Mahomes, I think he's overrated.
Oh, yeah, Kyle, you can do the intro. Just fucking takes my thunder right out of
Well, you didn't. You weren't getting
I was getting there.
It took long enough. But
Anyways.
Patrick Mahomes,
So,
he's overrated in a way that
I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
like, and you said it perfect earlier, where it's just like it's not that he's not talented, but that wow factor. It's like, okay, it's not really there anymore. Which is like he's still unbelievable.
Well, one, we're spoiled. Two, it's like we're very accustomed to how he's actually dipping stick. There you go. We're very sponsor us, please. We're very used to like seeing it out of him. My biggest thing, like we were just talking about this morning, the gap between Patrick Mahomes and everybody else is so much smaller than everybody wants you to believe. Like,
I wouldn't say everyone, but I think it's...
Bro, ESPN, Patrick Mahomes breathes the wrong way.
No,
oh my God.
No, I agree with
Patrick!
My thing is, I feel like Mahomes, off the rip, was super talented. Like, we're not saying he's not talented. He is talented.
Well, he came out, he took the league by storm, but let's not forget, Tyreek Hill could be a top 3 receiver in the league right now. Travis Kelce is currently the best tight end in the NFL.
Yeah.
Their O-line was disgusting, a little worse than it was.
Tackles are rough.
Defense was really good when Patrick Mahomes jumped into it. Patrick Mahomes took over a completed roster.
Exactly. While he already had that talent on him, he was already pro-ready. I mean, I know he sat a year behind Alex Smith, but like he was
that did nothing but help. Look at Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre.
Exactly, but he's there. He had the talent where I feel like the 3 I think of are Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, and Justin Herbert. Yeah. Where it's like off the rip, you're like, oh, there's something here. But,
I think Lamar could be in that conversation if Lamar had a better team around him.
If he had better team around, you can throw Lamar there. I don't think his arm's quite as talented, but
unanimous MVP. You got to put him in the
But
conversation.
his arm's only getting better. But the gap is closing because like these guys are getting the complete teams, and they're also like there is one throw. Mahomes' big thing is like they're always like, oh, the sidearm and all this.
I saw Kyler almost do a touchdown around. I think it was D Ford yesterday. To DeAndre Hopkins, he had to throw it like behind him. D Hops didn't catch it, but
they had the perfect play. Was like it was a kind of a screen pass from home. Does it, and he does it sidearm and throws it around a guy. Unbelievable. Josh Allen does the same thing the next quarter, like in the same exact game. It's like, oh, Josh Allen, I didn't realize he could throw it like that. Like I know everybody knew about his arm strength and all that, but the different ways to throw the football now, it's not just Mahomes. He's like the trendsetter of it. Yeah, but I think other guys are now learning how to do it. I expected it out of Kyler Murray because he had the baseball background.
We've always talked Kyler. Well, dude, you know a guy who's been doing it for years and nobody gave 2 fucks? Matt Stafford.
Oh, I was gonna say Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is the same boat. Although Aaron Rodgers, people he at least gets credit where credit is due.
He gets the credit.
Matt Stafford. Go look at Matt Stafford highlights. Just do yourself a favor. In Detroit, look at some of his best throws. There's actually, I'm almost 90% positive there's a compilation on YouTube of literal, and I'm pretty sure the title is if throws Matt Stafford has made that if Patrick Mahomes did, ESPN would like lose their minds. It's the same thing, and he's been doing it his entire career. It's just Detroit. Like Mahomes benefited from getting such a completed roster right off the rip that everyone was like, "What the fuck." And I mean, his stats showed it. He's good. We're not undermining Mahomes by any means.
It's more other people are underrated compared to him.
Comparatively,
overrated.
Yes.
It's just like Mahomes is clearly he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to win Super Bowls, this and that. Like, but I just feel like his intimidation factor is dropping.
Especially as far as for players in the league, I think they're like. I mean, we've seen it.
Josh Allen just kind of won it. I feel like the game yesterday, like the Bills and Chiefs, those are usually the games where Mahomes won and goes, "Yeah, I'm that guy." Where yesterday, Josh Allen did that. And I know he has a more complete team, but Josh Allen is just like, I'm here too. Don't think you're above and beyond.
But that goes back to the same point. Like Mahomes took over a full team. Josh Allen is further back on the timeline, if that makes any sense. So like right now, the Chiefs' biggest problem is trying to keep the band together. So like Kelsey's getting paid. Hill's getting paid. I know the tackle's getting paid. I forget his name.
Well, Tooney's getting paid too.
Everybody's getting paid. So it's like, not to mention Mahomes' contract is only going to get bigger. Everybody's salary is only going to get more and more, and especially with that COVID hit, salary cap's going down. Like things.
No, the cap's actually going to go back up because of streaming.
Streaming
is huge. They actually signed the big deals that the cap is not as big of a problem.
All right,
that aspect as a whole going down, it bounced back because of all these things, and they're working on something with NFTs, so the cap is actually going up. But
either way, if you look at Josh Allen's roster right now, he's in the he's not getting paid yet. He doesn't have that crazy. His contract hasn't kicked in though.
The $40 million a year or whatever it is hasn't kicked in. I think it kicks in next year.
Yeah. So but they still have like a complete defense. Like their defense is phenomenal. They have Stephon Diggs. They have like the more complete roster, and now you can see Josh Allen like really take hold.
He's
like
also improved his throwing accuracy. That was my big.
He's gotten better every year.
Exactly.
I just think,
and he's mobile.
Yeah, and like the cannon for an arm. I don't know who I would rather take, Mahomes or Josh Allen. Like, and that's an honest question. Like an honest like.
If you take him. Say they end up on the same team. Like if you
value, same roster. I don't know who I'd take.
I think I would take Mahomes just because he's done it. He's proven it. He's won the Super Bowl. He's been an MVP. He's done it in the big moments. Where Josh Allen, I think is.
I will say Mahomes has proven he can show up there, step up to the plate when it matters.
Big moments.
Yeah, but I think I genuinely think we won't see the dynasty that everybody thinks we will. And it's
not as big as everyone thought. I think there's more competition in the AFC than people are realizing. Even the Browns.
I think it's really a money thing for them in that situation.
That's why I always said I thought Patrick Mahomes should have taken $25 million a year, same length, just like basically cut the contract in half, but 100% guaranteed. That's what I would have done.
If everybody would take pay cuts, not even like crazy pay cuts. I'm talking like now $5 million.
Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey did. Hill did not. They asked Hill, and he goes, "No."
Yeah.
He goes, "I want my money." Which that's right. That's why you signed the contract.
Yeah.
I always thought Mahomes should have gone the route of half the amount, but 100%. So no matter what, if you get hurt, you're getting your money.
Yeah.
And, like we're talking, and he's gonna make so much money through other endorsements.
He owns he's a part owner of the Royals.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? He'll be fine.
So it's things like that. But I think keeping the band together. I think the Chiefs' intimidation factor is dropping.
Yeah, well, their defense isn't that good. They were getting roasted yesterday. Roasted.
Josh Allen showed that he is that guy. He's up here with the big dogs. He is in the MVP conversation.
He should, you go up against, so.
Everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to be Chiefs-Bucks. The Chiefs are this huge, the dynasty to come."
Yeah,
but then
I actually think.
Don't get me wrong. I still think they make playoffs, but the Chargers aren't going to just give up that division.
No, and not
They've already beaten Mahomes. Herbert beat Mahomes,
and they're like, that's the big thing, is they're farther back on that timeline. Like, they don't have to. Their money problem isn't a problem yet, so they can do what the Chiefs already did. And like once everybody, and as you get older too, like Kelsey's, like it's only more money that is being spent. Yeah,
wait till Hill loses his speed.
Yeah,
that's the first thing that always goes with these guys.
Yeah.
You can work on technique, you can still be skillful, but once you lose that speed, and that is Hill's game.
Yeah,
he just
he's more than that though.
But that's his big thing. His route running's good. He has good hands, but his speed is just.
Yeah, he's blazing.
His name's the Cheetah. Like, this is.
Yeah.
You don't get that.
No.
By being slow.
I don't think the Chiefs are the powerhouse everybody thinks. 2-3 right now. I wouldn't be. They're not going to the Super Bowl this year. I really don't think so.
I think the confidence.
Power rankings, they're probably like 7th right now. Honest to God.
What I'm interested to see is this is really going to show the character of who Mahomes is. Who can he rally this team? It's easy to be the man and take control of a team when you're winning.
Yeah.
When you're below 500, and I know it's still early in the season, but like we're starting to get there. Can he rally his team back? Can he motivate his team to? Can he be that leader of? And I mean Tom Brady. I forgot I had the jersey on, but like. I'm always that guy. Can he rally a team? Can he bounce them back? Can you ignore the numbers? Can you ignore everyone outside? Can you do it? They got a pretty easy slate coming up. They have Washington. Can't remember the game after that, but then they also have the Giants. They should go on a little bit of a run, build that confidence.
I mean, they'll beat the Giants. The Giants have nobody right now. Yeah. Mike Glennon is not going to beat the Chiefs.
No. I'm finding it interesting that this big bad Chiefs dynasty that everyone was talking about, because when they won that Super Bowl, everyone's like, holy crap, like they've got the guys. But you have
to keep replacing them though. So like if you look at the Patriots' actual dynasty, and I'm not like even trying to say this as like we're boasting or this, that, the other, like
Yeah, I'm
right
kind
now.
of super
Yeah.
fanning right now,
Yeah.
actually.
But no, I if you actually look back, like there's guys like we didn't try to keep the band together. We kept trying to.
Can't.
We like when Chandler Jones went, like when Jamie Collins went, like that whole year where it's like we have to pay these people.
Well, think about it, even
and
Wes
we
Welker
didn't.
left.
Oh, Randy Moss, we could have signed. We could have kept. Like we could have.
Those-
There's so many people that we could have kept, and people argue like, one of the reasons Brady left is because we didn't put enough around him, and I get that. That's true.
That's a whole nother conversation.
But the way we manage our team, or the way the Patriots have always managed their team, it's been around the money, and that's the whole reason it works, because you have a quarterback who's taking pay cuts, which I don't think everybody should do. And Tom Brady's in a very unique situation.
his wife also makes millions more than him, so
very unique situation.
Yeah, it's not normal.
No.
It's not normal.
But it's also we don't like when players value it, when it's time to like give them that extra contract. Like, what is Gilmore going to get paid? Honest to God, when this how long does he have?
He's probably got a few more years of prime
on his contract. I mean,
he's only got one left.
Yeah, so like
he'll be a free agent, but I think he'll.
But that just goes to show my point. Like, there's people like star level athletes, like best top of their game, and we don't bring them back because there's always the next man up.
Get rid
and
of
there's
them.
always like you build through the draft. You keep your team very like
Bill always said, get rid of him 1 year too early than 1 year too late.
Always.
That's because get the trade value out of him. It sucks. It really
A
hurts.
6th round for Stephon Gilmore is brutal.
But
I understand. But that's
gotta move
that's
on.
the Patriots' way. It's what we've done.
And I think the Chiefs need to look into that a little more. Draft more.
You can't pay everybody.
You can't.
You
There's
can't
a cap
pay
for
everybody.
a reason. There's only so much money. No, if this was the MLB and you do that, dandy. Give them all the money they want. But
there's always going to be your replacement. You should always be trying to draft people's replacements.
Don't get me wrong. There are guys who try to pay a certain amount, like the Kelce's, the Hill. Keep some of the band together.
Like, one of the reasons the Cowboys never work is because Jerry Jones is blinding loyalty. Like, I get it. You drafted the guy. He's been really good for you. But let's face it. Zeke at the end of his contract is not going to be worth his contract.
Right.
It's not. It's not going to happen. And I'm not saying Zeke isn't going to be great. I'm saying that money you're paying for a running back like that, you could be paying millions less for a rookie running back getting relatively the same value.
Who's hungrier?
That's the big one.
And I think the Chiefs.
It's starting to show. This is the season that's going to show.
It's also funny because we've talked about before. Imagine, because the Chiefs are struggling right now. Can Mahomes bounce back? He was the golden child.
He was the golden child on the golden team.
I mean, exactly. With Andy Reid, the mastermind, and all this and that on the offense. And I just, side note.
Hope he's okay. Andy Reid.
He's been back. He is okay.
Good.
Well, you just coughed.
Sorry.
That's okay. Kill my thought of train. Whatever the words out of my mouth are.
Like
either way,
just trains.
If they never become a dynasty, Tom
won't.
Brady did it again. I know we wrote it. We don't need to get deep into it.
They won't.
I see Mahomes winning again, but I don't think it's
not
this
for a little
unbelievable dynasty. I think this offseason they're going to really have to look at it because Mahomes, I think people are now realizing the point of this whole original conversation is the gap is closing. Mahomes is not head over shoulders more talented than everyone anymore. Talented, generational talent kind of guy. I think he's unbelievable.
You could debate,
but I think there's more generational talent entering the league.
Yeah,
he was the trendsetter. It's kind of like Steph Curry coming to the league. Unbelievable 3-point shooter, and he's doing it like nobody else, which he is still doing it like nobody else.
Yeah,
but you're getting more of these guys that can do it, and I think Mahomes is similar in that aspect.
We're watching, like, Steph Curry's a good one because Steph Curry was such an anomaly, but we're watching that gap just get a little bit smaller. Not saying that Steph Curry isn't the best shooter of all time. He's probably one of the best scorers of all time. Like, you could argue top 3. But
the impact he's had on the game, you're seeing more players like Steph.
Yeah.
Where I think you're starting to see more players like
because they study him. Like, he's a guy like Mahomes. I'm sure Mahomes is getting studied. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it? Especially when you have a guy like, I feel like Josh Allen and Kyler Murray are the big two. I like to point out because Josh Allen has the arm strength like Mahomes, and Kyler Murray has the baseball throwing ability like Mahomes, and I see it even a little in Josh Allen.
But
and the scrambling, like they can both move.
They keep plays alive.
Which is Josh Allen. It doesn't look like he should be able to. He's not as twitchy as like Murray or Mahomes, but
for a big guy, he moves very well. Very nimble dude
and
for a
he
quarterback
really
his
crushing
size.
people.
No,
which is smart because look at like
he reminds me like the way he looks reminds me of like Big Ben if Big Ben was mobile. Like honestly, he has like the same like clunky kind of,
but a young Big Ben.
But it works. He's way faster. He can move better.
So
but it doesn't look. You look at him, it doesn't look like anything special. It looks like I could make those same juke moves, but obviously, no.
Mahomes, the gap's closing. The guy is unbelievably talented, this and that, but there's more young talent that's now catching up. Yeah. He just started off hot, where it took guys a couple years.
It's turned into a cap space thing too, but I really think that's a big part of it.
We kind of want to talk about the Chiefs as a whole. Like they're not intimidated. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if the Patriots played them, we lose. Like, I'm not even saying that, but like they're still going to be a top team in the league for the next few years.
But it's also one of those things too. Like, you're paying all that money. Like, having the more big contracts you have on the roster. Like, say one of those guys goes down, that's cap space. You're getting no value in at the moment. You gotta like. It sucks for like the business part of it, because like you have all these personal attachments to some of these players and stuff like that. But if you look at it like almost like a video game, like video game value,
you have to.
Especially building a roster, it's like you can't dish out all the money to a select few player to like select players. Like, it's there's always going to be a next man up. There's always going to be somebody you can't pay. Decisions like that are always going to have to be made, and it's like the Chiefs roster is starting to show. I mean, you can't keep everybody, we're beating a dead horse at this point.
Yeah, we are.
But the band cannot always stay together. Yeah. It's,
I think, to recap, the gap is closing with Mahomes, and the Chiefs are going to have money problems.
Very soon.
Very, very soon. But yeah, like you said, being a dead horse. Let's move on to our next topic. I'll let you get into it. I'll let you introduce this one.
Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight boxer on the planet. Not even close. I don't think. Not even close. The Wilder.
No. I mean, like, of all time or just right now?
Right now.
Okay.
Right now.
I was like,
all time, we'll have a debate. I mean, he is undefeated. So, like, and he's one of those, he reminds me a lot of Mike Tyson. Not in the way he moves, not in his size, but like his mind. He is a guy who has it figured out. He approaches the ring the same way. He's like, and I was showing you at the beginning of the
way he talks and all that.
Like, Mike Tyson now, it is so funny looking back on it, because nobody realized how smart he actually is.
Yeah.
He's a methodical, like, thinker. His mindset is incredible, and Tyson Fury is the same way. Wilder has that knockout power, but I don't think he'll ever win in a fight against Tyson Fury, just because Tyson Fury will not. Like, Tyson Fury wins the fight mentally before he goes in.
Well, it's funny because, like, this is how Wilder would win it. He would have to knock out Fury early.
He did.
Exactly, he did.
He did, and Fury got up.
The thing about this fight that was so unbelievable, like rewatching the highlights and everything, it was so back and forth. Like, you don't usually see...
Oh, no, these were like, two grown men trying to kill each other.
You don't see, like, Fury knocked out Wilder. Wilder knocked out Fury. Like, it was just so back and forth where it's like... And it's not like, oh, you kind of got me on the ropes. It's, you are down on the ground. It instant classic kind of thing.
It was one of the best fights I've seen in a long time, or at least boxing match.
Boxing-wise, I want to say it revitalized boxing a little. I think boxing is never going to be what it was because of the UFC. That's a whole other topic or conversation for another day. But this fight alone has got to be instant classic, one of the best we've had in recent years.
Well, the best part about this fight, watching it, was it was such a, like, who is going to outlast the other one. It was a stamina game. It was a my will is stronger than your will type thing. Like, you can hit me time and time. Like, I will. It was like, I will get up more than you get. Like, I am here longer. I am. There's no way. Like, Tyson Fury he won the fight before he even went in. He really did. Like, his press conferences beforehand, like the way he talks, the way he carries himself. Tyson Fury is one of one as far as, like, a heavyweight boxer.
You know why I think a lot of people love this fight? This is the reason why I love the fight more than... I think it was a great fight, all this and that. Unbelievable fight. But it was just so nice to see a fight that mattered.
Yeah.
And the reason, because now all these YouTubers, the Logan Pauls, they want to get into fights, and it just feels like they're there to get a paycheck.
Of course.
And
you don't see Jake Paul calling out any UFC fighters for UFC. You know what I mean? Like,
hold on, let me get through my whole point just to clarify this. But these guys go out there, like the Logan Pauls, they go out there for a paycheck. There's no real meaning behind it. They can say, like, yeah, we want to be boxers and do this and that. It's like,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
But it's like they're really there for a paycheck, and it's like, oh, I can do this, which is like, congrats to them, getting all these fights, all good to you. Tyson Fury and Wilder, they wanted to kill each other. They didn't.
Yeah.
They did not care about. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, they want the paycheck.
They want the paycheck and the belt, but no, they were fighting to prove a point.
They wanted to win. They didn't. When you got the Mayweather fight sucked because there's no winner. You watch because you want to see these guys kill each other. You want to see the best of the best go up against each other. It didn't feel like it was.
They both had something to prove. They both had something to prove.
It wasn't smoke and mirrors. It was an actual fight. There wasn't special rules for this fight. It's we're gonna fight, and somebody's coming out on top.
May the best man win.
And that's why I think, on top of how good the fight actually was, we have there's been a lot of boxing lately trying to come back into the world, but it was such irrelevant fights because these are just YouTubers that nobody really cares about. Like people on YouTube like watching and stuff, and like I even said a while back, and I probably shouldn't have. It was like, imagine if the Paul brothers brought back boxing, like actual boxing.
No, this is how you bring boxing.
This is how you bring actual fighters, not YouTubers that are learning to box. Which is like, and again, business-wise, congrats to you. Put on a show, and then leave with your paycheck. These guys, yes, they want the paycheck. They love the sport. They thrive off of it. This is what they do for a living.
Yeah.
This is
when you're defending the title, especially that the heavyweight title of the world has been one of the most like lucrative, sought out belts. Like just in there isn't as far as boxing's concerned, there isn't a belt that matters more than the heavyweight one. Like this
in
one
the boxing world.
In the boxing world, yes. And especially Fury, which the way he captivated everybody, like the way he beat the Russian guy, I forget his name. There was a guy. There was
just the story and narrative behind
it's gonna piss me off not remembering his freaking name.
Well, this is half.
Klitschko, I think. No.
Well, this is half of like what sports is. It's the narrative. It's the story because it's a show.
Yeah,
and it's. I know I'm saying like they're there to fight, but like it is a show. Like it's an entertainment. That's why we watch. But the fact when there's a good narrative behind it, especially this being the third one, unbelievable fight.
Yeah,
a good fight.
They also had the history too. Like Wilder
that's the narrative in the story that just builds this up and makes it unbelievable.
Wilder too has that. Like there's very few boxers in a long time that have like knockout power like Wilder. Like he really punches harder than almost anybody else. But Fury's so methodical in everything he does. He's like a surgeon almost. The way he moves is he moves without like fear of consequence. He's very precise. Like he doesn't care that he doesn't care that you can knock him out. Like he's going in there, he's going to go toe to toe with you. Like, and just that fight the other day proved it too. The way they both kept getting up, the way they both like
love that.
It was awesome. It was a great fight.
It's something boxing needed.
And Tyson Fury too. I just love that the guy looks like a fucking middle-aged plumber. And then Deontay Wilder looks like this perfect human being.
Looks like he should be a prime-time fighter, which he is.
Yes. No, he is. Don't get me wrong. He's still one of the best.
There's a reason he's getting these fights.
Yeah, he's one of the best boxers
He's no
in the world.
slouch. Like, no. Not at all. But I've always thought the more methodical Fury-type people,
he's calculated.
I would say Muhammad.
He's so calculated.
I would say the Muhammad Ali's the world. And I get these are one of ones. I'm talking about the greats of greats. And it's kind of easy to look back and say, yeah, Muhammad Ali's great, Tyson Fury's great. But like, in the moment of these mental, I had Fury winning because I'm like, just the interviews he had, he was like, I don't care about the money. I 100% believe if Fury didn't get paid for it, if they were like, yeah, you can still do the fight, but there's no money.
I think he would have done it.
I think he would have done it because it was more about the meaning behind the fight than the paycheck.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about it.
And he loves the craft. And I actually, I would have loved to see him fight Tyson. At the same, like if that was ever possible, it's not. I know it's hypothetical. We can talk about this all day.
What if that you can go round and round on?
But there's Tyson's a dude, like Tyson and Fury have the same mindset. They really, really do. Like if you ever, like do yourself a favor and watch them both talk like now, like after the fights, like not talking about fights, like just their life experiences or their wisdom, the way they like go about things. They have the same mindset. They are like like conquerors almost. And then you have the Tyson who looks like he looks like Wilder, like this absolute specimen, and then Tyson Fury who looks like
he doesn't look like he should be this good at boxing.
No, but I love it. I those two I think would have been a marquee matchup like all time, but I mean is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
but recap, great fight. The narrative behind it. This fight meant something for boxing and something the fans.
This was an instant classic.
This was a fight the fans deserved after going through these Paul fights, which is all crap. And it's like,
And I just
whatever.
love,
Like,
I just love that
congrats, you get to
Fury
fight.
won. Like we can settle the debate now. Fury is the better boxer.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Fury is the better boxer than Deontay Wilder. Is what it is.
Yeah.
So, no excuses this time. No nothing. But
no 40-pound.
No.
I was way down.
My armor was too heavy.
I will say that
What?
looked heavy as shit.
I don't care.
Doesn't matter though. Most of
That's
that,
such a BS excuse.
No, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But
next topic.
Boston Red Sox.
Boston.
What an electric factory they are turning into.
That
game.
What's going on?
For everyone,
How,
a little magic.
How-
little magic at Fenway.
we got a little.
This
pizzazz?
bro. This team. Sprinkle some of that on it.
A little pizzazz sauce.
I don't. Anyway, go.
All right. The last time I felt this way about the Boston Red Sox was 2013.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Bro,
A team that shouldn't be good.
Yeah, like there's like 2013. For those who don't know, that Boston team was not as good as they played to. Like, I mean, Johnny Gomes, you're starting left fielder. There's no. It's Johnny Gomes. He's not very.
Shouldn't be good.
No. But that was the year, the Boston Marathon. Like, Boston had a lot to prove, and they had a lot behind him. And like we were talking about with the Fury fight, there's a lot of, when you get that momentum and you get the narrative and you get the story behind it, there's like, people are incredible, dude. And I think this postseason run, especially with the beating the Yankees that first game, because I was at the game, absolute electric fact. I didn't sit down a single time.
Yeah, no,
that game was insane. And I think that momentum, especially at the end of the season, to knock the Yankees off just to get into the postseason, and then the game yesterday, the 13-inning walk-off home run. Not to mention we got a little lucky. So did you see that?
I didn't watch the whole game.
Did you see that?
I was in and out doing things.
Did you hear about the Kevin Kiermaier hit though?
No.
So this is the bottom of top of the 12th, top of the 13th, or whatever it was. This was top of the 13th. So we won in the bottom of the 13th. Top of the 13th, we got one runner on. He's on first.
Who's on first?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. Doesn't matter. So somebody's on first. Kiermaier's up. There's either one or two outs. I think there's two. And he is 2 feet from a home run. Absolutely crushes this ball. Puts it into right field. So it bounces off the top of the wall, off the ground. Renfro's running over. Bounces off Renfro, over the wall. So 3 separate bounces. So it's a ground rule double.
Yeah.
The reason it's a ground rule double is because the ball, it's still counted as a batted ball until the fielder makes a clean play. Like, if that ball is still bouncing around, and Renfro, this wasn't intentional. This was one of those. It bounced. Renfro's trying to grab it, bounces off of him, goes over the wall. He even kept trying to grab it after. Like, it sucks if you're a Rays fan, but watching that. So what that did is basically, like, the guy at third was already rounding home before that ball was even over the wall.
Yeah.
So he was already, that run would have already scored. Kiermaier probably would have had a triple. So it would have been 2 outs, 5-4 Rays, guy on third. Totally different ball game.
Yeah.
Totally different ball game.
See, I didn't realize that. I didn't get to see that part.
So because it was a ground rule double, runner has to hold at third.
Yeah.
Guy stuck at second. Strikeout ends the inning. Tie ball game. One of the luckiest breaks I've ever seen in my life.
The thing that's amazing me with the Red Sox is their pitching so far.
Oh yeah. Chris Sale. So this game too was insane. Like, Chris Sale got pulled in the second. Or was this today or yesterday? No, this was yesterday. Never mind. Chris Sale yesterday got pulled in the second for giving up a grand slam.
Oh, I didn't even see that because.
And then we won 13-6, 14-6. We came back. Our bats have been electric this postseason. So now we have that 14-point game.
They're just catching magic.
That's what I'm saying.
The team is catching some kind of magic. Will the run keep going? I don't know.
That's the beauty about baseball. Postseason baseball, it really feels like one team just gets this. Like, momentum is huge in postseason baseball. Because it's like, this one team catches that little bit of fire, or that little, like, oh, we can do this.
And I feel like it mentally messes with
the other team
a lot, because you see
for sure.
You see these teams go through hot streaks throughout the year. I mean, the Red Sox at the beginning of the year,
bro,
and then they go down, and then they just go on these losing streaks.
If we get a ring, the guy who was sitting outside of Garrett Cole's bullpen, or when he was warming up the opposing team's bullpen, that wild card game, better get a fucking ring. because the amount of chirps that
he better
dude
be
was
invited
getting,
to every game.
every game. I genuinely think the fans play a huge role
Yes.
in baseball games, because when you get going,
the energy
and
you
the
ride
energy is
momentum.
insane, especially at Fenway, dude. Like I don't mean to be biased, but every seat is filled. Everybody's
It's a classic
on it.
team. It's like it is.
Like, dude, home field advantage is such a big part, and I feel bad for some of these small market teams that just can't get it going, that have empty stands.
How do you compete with the history of the Boston Red Sox?
You don't,
or like the Yankees. Like
bro.
these
We sell
top
out.
teams.
We sell out every dude. Even the Yankees. To put into perspective, it was probably like 30% Yankees fans at that wild card game. Like, there were a lot.
But
like when they scored,
when you get the big market teams, it's like that's easier because there's the history behind it. They've been around more, and when you get the rings behind it, it's like if you've been around for 50 years and you haven't won a ring, nobody cares.
bro, baseball is one of the huge sports too, where fans really they play such a role, especially in the postseason, dog. Like, I feel bad for Tampa because I genuinely think there's no way they win tomorrow. Or today rather. There's no way.
I just find they're also interesting because they're like the fourth lowest paid team.
Yeah.
And the fact
I love the fact that they're where they are.
They have 100+ wins.
Moneyball, baby.
Yeah, literally. They're one of the top teams.
Yeah.
And
I think
they're a smaller market.
I think they're the toughest competition. If we get through Tampa, I genuinely think we're going to go very far in this postseason.
Ride the wave. Absolutely ride the wave.
And then yesterday, too, the way they ended that is nothing but momentum for today. So if you're Tampa, you're like, what the fuck? The way that game walked off tonight. And it's at home.
Nice.
I don't think there's any way that Tampa wins. And it's all momentum. Like, I think Tampa's the better team.
It's mental. You get guys that go on runs, mental breaks them down. If you have guys that have no confidence, like we were talking about with Mahomes earlier and all this, like once you get into the head.
Yeah.
Oh, or like even the boxing. A lot of actually this whole
thing has been
about mental, like breaking guys down, and that's really what the Red Sox have done this series. Even I would say this postseason,
it's catching fire, dude.
You get inside their head. To kind of full circle here with Mike Tyson, he said it was something we were watching a video about a fight he had. He goes, he's like, I already knew I won in the stare down. The guy looked down for a 1/10 of a second. He goes, that's all I needed. And then they come into the ring. He goes, he's acting tough, but he goes, it doesn't matter. He's already giving me that 1/10 of a second of I am intimidated by you.
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson, she goes, I broke him. I've already broken him. I know he's trying to cover it up, and I know it was a 1/10 of a second, but I've broken him.
Yeah.
And I think the Red Sox, maybe not to that extent, because boxing's also a little different.
They're all staring down the Rays to like, oh, we got him. We fucking got him. Like,
we got him, boys.
Dude.
Ain't no way.
Electric factory. The Red Sox have magic right now. The baseball gods are smiling upon them at this moment.
Yeah. This whole episode was mental of getting in your head. That is such a huge part. I don't care.
Is this mental awareness like day or something? I'm pretty sure it might be.
I don't know.
Like national. Like, hold on. I just saw a lot of.
That would be crazy.
People hold on. Is today National Mental Awareness Day?
Mental awareness. Look at that. Get out. Get out.
It's the 11th.
Oh.
So we're a day off.
And
you know what, though?
Still,
that was a total accident.
It's not too bad.
I just remember, I'm like, I feel like a lot of girls have posted on their stories about mental health the last 2 days.
That's good.
Yeah, no, good. I'm all for mental health.
I know. I don't know how we're gonna.
You can mentally beat a man down in a stare down.
Yeah, people listening don't realize we're looking at each other right now.
What about my lazy eye? No, but it's taken off.
It's over there now. I think that's all we have for today.
That's a wrap, baby.
Yeah, full circle there. Love it.
That's a good day.
Good show.
I like that.
If you like what we're doing and you enjoyed the show, one way you can help us is, down in the link below, we do have a merch store. Get some sick merch. It's real nice. Keeps you nice and cozy. Those cold months are coming up. Get yourself a sweatshirt.
Actually, high quality fabric,
high
too.
quality.
Only the best for our fans.
Also, another way to help us out is to share, comment, like, subscribe. Tell your friends about us.
Donate thousands of dollars.
Well,
come on.
We,
you know.
It would be appreciated, but you
don't have the balls. They're like,
that's all we got.
Yeah.
That's it. It's over.
It's a rip.